Good morning and welcome to the Shiro Coffee Chat where coffee meets conversation. I am your host, retired Army veteran and founder of the Shiro Coffee Club, Melissa Farmer Hill. This is the place for veteran coffee chat. We do a little commentary here, information, provide you information and everything in between. I want to thank you for joining me. I don't want to waste your time, so we're going to brew it up right after this. All right. First things first. Now, we are all out here on our grind, but we got to keep our heads on a swivel when it comes to information for our veterans and family members. I know that, and you know that too. There are over 16 million veterans, 16 million military veterans, and the truth is, not one of us know everything. So here's some information from the Shiro resource table that just might help you. So tell me this: do you suffer or do you get chronic headaches or suffer from migraines? I personally know how tough it can be because I suffer from the same thing. Research shows that, veterans who are dealing with headaches, they often face extra challenges that are linked to things like pain, sleep problems, traumatic brain injuries, military sexual trauma, and PTSD. So sometimes, for those of us who suffer with those things I just mentioned, sometimes a headache is definitely more than just a headache. I talked about headaches and migraines last week on the Shiro Coffee Chat Short, and I hope you're checking me out every day for my 60-day challenge on Shiro Coffee Chat Short. And I talked about the connection between coffee and headaches. And for some people, the caffeine in the coffee that can help relieve their headaches because what the caffeine does is narrow the blood vessels and helps to reduce inflammation. So some people get relief, and I'm not talking about those that are addicted to coffee. I'm talking about those that just naturally have a headache, not from not drinking coffee. But some people get relief from drinking coffee when they do have a headache. And it's another surprising little tidbit. Did you know that caffeine is used as an ingredient in some pain medications? I didn't know that. But one of the blessings of all of this is Shiro Coffee Club has partnered with the National Headache Foundation. And if you don't know about the National Headache Foundation, they are a nonprofit organization that's been around for 50 years, educating and supporting and advocating for people living with headache disorders and migraine diseases. And we're bringing you a free webinar, and this is going to be exclusively for women, but especially for women veterans, to kind of address the special needs and to just have more of an intimate conversation. And it's called Taking Charge of Your Headache and Migraine Care. That's the name of it. It's called Taking Care of Your Headache and Migraine Care. So the first webinar series is designed to help you understand, what triggers your headaches and how to manage your headaches. And like I said, it's a series of webinars, and I definitely would love to see you there. It takes place, we do have a slide coming up. It takes place on Friday, March 17th from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. And you have to register in order to be a part of the conversation and the discussion. And I'll leave a link in the chat. So if you are a woman veteran, a woman taking care of veterans, or if you just want to, just want to learn more about headaches and or if you have questions, then this webinar is definitely for you. You can also go to our website at sherocoffee.com, and it's on our homepage. You can register there as well. And so I've got some more information I want to add on. If you are in the Chicagoland area, so don't forget to register for that. But if you are in the Chicagoland area, I want to invite you to join me. You know where I'm going to be on Wednesday. I want you to come down to the Jesse Brown VA Hospital. That's Wednesday, February 24th from 9:30 until 11 a.m. in the Taylor Building, room 3225 for our monthly women coffee social. And if you can't make that for some reason, I'll be also facilitating another coffee social that's open to veterans, friends of veterans, and family members on Friday, February 28th at the Blue Door. And the Blue Door, that's the Blue Door Neighborhood Center, and that's located at 756 East 111th, and that's in the Pullman neighborhood. And that's from 9 a.m. until 11 a.m. And our topic is going to be relationships. We always have a great time over in the Pullman neighborhood. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of it all, and the blessings. I want to end that on a good word, and the blessings of our relationship. So I'm also looking forward to that. If you have the time, come on down. Come on down, have a cup of coffee, have a Danish, and some great conversation, either Wednesday or Friday. I would love to see you. And that's it for Shiro Resource Table. Now, let's get to our story of the week. Well, you may not like it. I've talked to a lot of my friends and they don't like it. You may not like the Department of Government Efficiency, or you may not even like who's running it. But it's one thing that I will say: we cannot turn a blind eye to what we're finding out. And I want you to check out this video. It might take a little more time to pull up this video, but you need to see it.
American government. And in the course of that process, we're finding a sickening level of corruption and kickbacks. American voters didn't vote for pork. The politicians took our money, and that's what they turned it into.
President Trump came to town, a new way of thinking. They're shuttering agencies. They're shutting people down. They're finding things like $2 million spent in Guatemala for sex changes, $3 million spent in Brazil for girl-centric climate change, $4.8 million spent in Ukraine for social media influencers. While you're at it, but the people who vote for this, I've voted against all of this, but the members of the Senate who vote.
If you're thinking about retiring, or you recently.
I guess we couldn't get the entire video, but from what you said, can you believe it? Congress has money for sex changes in other countries. They can afford funding to offer funding for girl-centric climate change in other countries. And what you didn't hear was him talking about how they paid so many millions of dollars. They had the cash for social media influencers, and I think they were out of Ukraine. They have money for everything. I mean, our government was sending Ukraine designers to Paris on American taxpayer dollars. The ridiculousness of it all. That don't make no sense. Now, to me, this stuff, I don't know about you, but to me, it screams fraud, waste, and abuse. And we all know that if they're passing that money, that much money to these other countries, some of these I believe some of these politicians are getting kickbacks. They might be getting kickbacks. I don't know, allegedly, whatever word you want to use. But I think, in all these investigations that are going to happen over the next 4 years, what I imagine, we'll find out. But I think somebody getting broke off. It is really hard to believe that American politicians actually voted on stuff like this. And what's even more surprising is that it passed. So this is what they call the pork in the bill. So you get a bill together, you put something everyone wants, like universal health care. Most people wanted that. And then but buried inside that bill are these other things that no one really reads over. And that's how you can get the sex changes and the social media influencers and the designers going over to Paris. That's that pork in the bill. But none of that benefits the constituents, the people who, put the politicians in office, those people, the people who gave you the money in the first place, right? The taxpayers, the American taxpayers. But Congress, to me, and maybe not every congressman, because I don't know Congress like that. But when I look at Congress over the aggregate as a whole, to me, they have become so elite that they don't even listen to voters anymore. They don't, they don't, they don't want to hear us. And that might be one of the reasons why President Trump won the election. Because now it's truly a wake-up call. And then when you talk about DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, when they find $45 million have been sent to Burma on DEI scholarship, it further lets the voters know that our needs are not even at top of mind. Or what about, there's another thing that's going around, the $4.7 trillion in Treasury, and how the payments went missing or they're unaccounted for because there are some tracking codes that they don't have. They never put the tracking codes to find out where the money went. That's $4.7 trillion. Congress, this is more than just monopoly money you're playing with. You have the power to make a difference in the lives of everyday Americans. Go back to making putting the pork in the bill about American people. I won't even be mad at that. You know, and stop trying to line your pockets as public servants. Yeah, I mean, we all got to do better. I agree. We all have to do better. But you know what? Congress, you got to start doing better today. All right? I'm cheering for my government. I want you guys to win because if y'all win, I win and the American people win. But that wraps up my story of the day. And now we're going to move straight into the tip of the week. And the reason why we're going to do that, because it hangs on the coattails of what I just talked about. So here's your tip of the week. I want everyone to find out who their elected officials are. You can go to usa.gov/elected officials. I know that's a lot. Or just Google it, my government officials, and then they'll take you to that usa.gov site. And you can type in your address, where you live or where you vote from, and then you can find out who your federal, your state, your local, or your county officials are. Because it's not just Congress that has to do better. We as citizens in the U.S. have to get better at being citizens. And part of that is just knowing and understanding the politics of America, at least to some degree. So find your politicians, and get to know what they are doing. It's all public information. And that is your tip of the week. So thank you for listening. Well, hey. Now, our guest of the week is here. And I want to welcome a proud resident of Joliet, Illinois. Shout out to Joliet, Illinois. Now she has crafted a legacy that is inspiring, and not only is it inspiring, it's packed with action. She is doing something. Everybody that comes on here, they are busy about serving others. And she has an incredible 28-year career in the U.S. and she's participated in the Gulf War, Operation Desert Storm, Operation Desert Shield, Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation Iraqi Freedom. She has worn many hats throughout her service, from training NCO, human resources sergeant, suicide prevention and sexual assault trainer, a victims advocate, and a unit prevention leader. But Cassandra's journey did not stop when she hung up that uniform. Today, she is the unstoppable force behind Top Flight Defense, serving as its founder and CEO. Her trailblazing leadership earned her the Women Veteran Trailblazer Award in 2023 and the Women of Excellence Award in 2023. And guess what? She is also a published author with Why I Served under her belt. She's co-author When a Woman's Fed Up, volunteer for veterans, a volunteer canine for veterans. Plus, she's also a proud member of the National Association of Black Military Women, and she is a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. So shout out. Oh, and I'm wearing red and white. Oh, a tribute to my fellow sisters. A tribute to my fellow sisters. She is truly a phenomenal woman. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Miss Cassandra Taylor.
Well, hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl, hey.
Thank you for all of that. Thank you for all of that. And look, some stuff I didn't even put out there, but hey, I'm just so excited that you invited me on here. And I really wanted to, if you don't mind, that I just tap just a little bit on your tip for the week. And that you had mentioned about the government, just a little bit, not a lot.
Sure.
And I would tell you that a lot of people will miss the message because of the messenger. We may not like, and I know I did not vote for that man that's in there, but that's okay. That's my privilege, and everybody have theirs. But some of the stuff that he's doing makes a lot of sense, and some of the stuff he doing don't make no sense. So we have to stay diligent and not rely upon what we see in the news, but do the research ourselves. Like you said, find out who our government officials are to see what's really going on. Because, when you said the pork in the bill, I never realized that what we voted for, if you read a little bit deeper, the stuff that was covered. So yeah, I just wanted to hit that right quick. Don't X out the messenger. Don't put a deaf ear to it. Listen and push on
Absolutely.
through.
Absolutely. I would definitely agree. And so thank you for that, because it's always good to you're right. Because a lot of people will miss the message because of the messenger. Even with me saying it, Cassandra. They like,
What?
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that from her. Right?
Because you kind of shocked me. I was like, wait a minute. Where is she going with this? But I agree. I didn't know
Yeah.
all of that was going on, sending folks to Paris
Oh
to
yeah, yeah, yeah.
sign it out of our money when we have
Right.
people here struggling day after
Right.
day. Girl, that's a whole nother
It
subject.
is. It is. And we're here on a good note. So
Yes.
I absolutely love that. So what first I want you to I want you to talk about, and guess what? This time is going like this. I'm looking at that clock. I want you
Okay.
to talk a little bit about Top Flight Defense and everything that you do. And then I want to get into the crux of what we're talking about with women veterans today.
Okay, so Top Flight Defense Incorporated was created by myself. in January of 2020, right at the beginning of COVID. And so we weren't able to do face to face events. So we started doing virtual. And what we found out in virtual events, it became a big hit because we had Social Security Administration coming on every single month for the last 3.5 years,
Ooh.
talking about any and everything Social Security. You didn't necessarily have to be a veteran to receive their message, but I made sure whenever they talked about anything Social Security, I always say, hey, well, what about us veterans? Even the finding out that if you're 100% veteran, 100% disabled, total and permanent, even if you're not of retirement age, submit your documents to receive Social Security disability. If it gets approved, you will get paid the amount that you would have if you would have retired at retirement age. Don't give up because Social Security will deny you the first time. I use it, giving them a little bing right quick. Victory Disability is fighting for me because I got turned down. Because Social Security said I don't have the disability that is needed. But at any rate, we had BMO Harris Bank come on and talk about anything banking. We had Illinois Department of Human Services coming on, talking about immunizations. We had Dr. Renee Dickerson coming on, talking about sexual assault. So we had different, and I am about to ping you on something I need your help with. Um, and yearly we do an event called Let's Talk About Us. And that's an event that's at the end of March every year for Women's History Month. And we're talking about subjects
Oh
for
wow.
women. And it's only women. You don't have to be a veteran, but if you're a veteran, come on in. We would love for you to be there because why? We were created by a woman veteran for all women. We have different subjects. The first time was mind, body, and soul. Get up, get out, do something. And one year we even talked about sex, lies, and alibis. And baby, when I tell you we need to that right there, that subject had us lit. So
Wow.
this year I'm it's just let's talk about us, especially
Uh-huh.
what's going on in the government
Yeah.
where they're taking away certain things that are due
Right.
to us as women, not just women of color, but just women, period. So we need to talk about those things that they're trying to strip us of, which if we need an abortion, they took that from us already when it comes to the DEI. You know doggone well the level where women will get paid much less than men simply because we are women. Those are things that we need to have be comfortable in talking about. Even
Okay.
Karen, we need to talk about Karen. We
Yeah.
need to deactivate Karen because trust me when I tell you, Karen is just not Caucasian. Think about it. So in that series, in that event, we discuss any and everything women. Then we have our camouflage comedy jam every other
Mhm.
year, where we have veterans to come in that are comedians and do a show. And
Okay.
then the even year, we have Why I Serve honoree event, where we're honoring the women that are in our book.
Okay.
Now, the first book, and I'm working on book number two, but the first book has 68 women telling their story why they decided to join the military. The second book that I'm working on, I only had 30 women, I think. I don't
Mhm.
want to go down in size, I want to go up in size. So
Okay.
the book is still in the making. It's been, and some women are like, well, when is the book coming out? It's going on 2 years. I'm trying to get there sooner so I can get it ready for 2026.
Okay. See, like I
Wait.
told you, you are doing like a whole bunch of things. But the thing I want to talk about, what you're doing, is travel. I want
Yeah,
you to
girl.
talk to me about the upcoming cruise, and we're gonna put that slide up there to talk about this fantastic, marvelous all women's veteran crews, because one of the things I had reported this week, Cassandra, was that, plane crashes. We had a lot of plane crashes in a short bit of time, and so it's making people fearful. And I know one of the things that you said is, what you gonna do? You still want to travel, so I want you to talk about this upcoming all women's veterans cruise. And I'm gonna go ahead and get on out the picture so you can talk about it. We'll put that slide up for the information.
Okay, so this cruise is gonna be taking place next year in Women's History Month. And my sole purpose of this is giving us an opportunity to get away from the drama, to get away from television. And some of us need to get away from family drama, present company included. Um, just to enjoy ourselves. Yes, we will have a day in our fun day at sea. If I can get enough women, we will have at least an hour in a room to discuss women's issues again, women's fears again, women's relationships again. And it doesn't matter if it's your relationship is with another woman, with another man, or you by yourself. We all are on a ship. And what's the best place to talk about relationships than on a ship? So I decided that this is what we need, and what better month to do it in than Women History Month, which is March. And I'm praying that they don't try and take that away from us. And even if they try, we're not going to let them, because we are loud and we are proud. We ain't going to stop it. So I have the information on there. There's a form to fill out. And what the form does is just ask you all the pertinent questions. When you hit submit, it comes to me. I am not a travel agent. It goes to my personal vacation planner who works for Carnival. She will then call you, email you, or you can call her and say, hey, what perks do you have? I've traveled with Carnival before, or I haven't. What offers can you give me? And if you are a travel agent and you want to book your own, do that and sync it in with the all women's veterans cruise. We have our booking number. You can sync it in there so we can all join together. We're going to have our women veterans t-shirts. And if some of you men, because I know you men get jealous, decide you want to participate as well, there's going to be a fee for you to be on our pictures that says, I support female veterans. Because we're trying to get as much support. We're trying to get out there. We're not trying, we're doing it to be loud and proud and let you all know we're not going to sit down. We're not going to be quiet because of what this administration and anybody else is trying to do to women of color and women, period. We're not going to be quiet with that. And so my thing with traveling, and let me tell you that of all of the crashes that's been going on, but if you pay attention and you do your Google, some of those crashes was years ago and were not in the United States. They just posted one, well, two. One of them was, I think it was Delta Airline that flipped upside down. That was recent, but that was in Canada. There was another one that they just posted that the plane crashed. That was in Brazil, and that was several years ago. What is happening? People are going in now that the administration is firing people, but I was on a call with an FAA agent
Mm-hmm.
along with along with other agencies, and the FAA have been short staffed for years. The
Mm-hmm.
firing now is not making it any better, don't get me wrong, but don't allow what you see in the media stop you from living your life.
Yeah, and I would agree with you there. I do think you have to do your own research, because we live in a world of information and misinformation, and
Yeah.
you can really get caught up in that. And I think, and that's one of the reasons why I started the Shiro Coffee Chat, to give you information. I want you to have that information. I want you to make your own determination based upon your own experience, based upon your faith, based upon who you believe in and what you see. And I think you just added You just added so much more to that, and just reinforcing, and I got 30 seconds, and just reinforcing the importance of doing your own research, because there's information and misinformation out there. It has been a pleasure. You see how quick the time went?
Stay off
It
of
has
them
been such
sites.
a pleasure. You guys get on that cruise, that all women veteran
Yes.
cruise. You can start making your payments now for 2026. Thank you so much, Cassandra, for coming on the show. And as always, hey, keep your heart full and your coffee strong.